So today we have a terrific speaker, Eric I never even asked you, Latham or Latham? Latham. And he is this time traveling across the country by car, would be my guess. Where last time he did it by foot and by several feet that got very sore and blistered and bloodied and all those things. If you want to hear or read all the details, get his book. I'm assuming he probably won't be talking much about this and promoting it, so I will do it a little bit here. His book is pretty interesting. It's an easy read, tons of pictures, and having published some books, I know how expensive it is to put 4-color pictures in, so check out the book. Price is $35, but you told me $20. So hey, what a deal. And he donates at least part of that to, half of it to a local charity, cancer charity. So you can get a book, have an interesting story, they're by the back table, and make a donation at the same time. So what a deal. And he's got his cards back there as well. I would say that Eric is not only a charitable person, also an adventurer. If you do get his book, because I'm not sure what he's going to talk about exactly today, in the book you'll find out that among his adventures before this, he flew to China to teach English, only to find out the proper paperwork was not done and was put back on the next plane back home. So he has had a variety of experiences, and then came upon the idea that he wanted to do something to further the cause for cancer research, and decided to walk across America to raise money for cancer research. And he started out at the beach in North Carolina, ended up at the beach in San Francisco. And he's going to talk to us today about his adventures and maybe misadventures. I'm not sure if he's going to tell us about the time that somebody threw a taco at him and he felt so bad because it hadn't been touched and it ended up on the road and he couldn't eat it and he was starving. So he's had quite a journey that he is going to share with us. And Eric came through us kind of networking through other Rotarians, and I think ended up an email to Diane that then got passed on. So as he is working his way back to North Carolina, we're able to have him share his experiences with us today.
Whoa, might be a little feedback there. Good afternoon. Good to see you guys. First, I want to start by saying I'm continually impressed with the good work that you guys do around the world. As an organization in general, you guys are to be commended, and thank you for that. I do want to share with you today the story of the greatest journey of my life, literally walking from Nags Head, North Carolina, all the way to San Francisco to raise money for cancer research. By the time I reached San Francisco, I had walked 3,591 miles over a span of 206 days straight and raised more than $20,000 for the American Cancer Society. But more importantly, I met thousands of people across the country who were affected by this disease and shared their amazing stories with me, and I'm going to share a few of those with you here today. My friends and my family, my mom and my dad, were asking me if I was crazy going to walk all the way across the country. I was growing my hair out for an organization called Locks of Love. Have you guys heard of that organization? For those of you who don't know, you grow it to 10 inches or more, you cut it off, and you donate it to make wigs for younger cancer patients. But there were 3 reasons why I was going to walk all the way across the country specifically for this cause. 1, my mom is a cancer survivor. That was about 4 years ago. Unfortunately, she's doing well after surgery. Secondly, my dad does cancer research down in Bristol, Virginia, which is where I'm from. Bristol's just on the Tennessee border, for those of you who don't know. He also does Alzheimer's and Parkinson's research. And the third reason is I was a volunteer at Massey Cancer Center in Richmond, Virginia. And while I was volunteering there, I became friends with all kinds of people who were affected by cancer. As you guys know, it doesn't matter what age, what race, religion, what background, how much money you make. We're all affected by cancer in some way. In fact, how many of you know somebody who's had cancer? Probably almost everybody in the group. A lot of people know somebody with cancer. But there was no patient who had an impact on me while I was volunteering there like this little guy. His name was Austin Staples, and Austin was a 12-year-old kid from the Richmond area battling inoperable brain tumors. He was just 12 years old, and I met his family through some fundraisers for his treatment, and they asked me if I'd go visit he and his mother in his hospital room. So I did 3 different times, and only on the 3rd time was he actually conscious. He was on such high medication and just had major surgery that he couldn't even speak to me. All I could do was mumble and moan in pain. And I remember looking at this little kid, this 12-year-old kid half my age, and thinking,